Rising back to FightHype.com with me, Johnny Nelson. Damn, Johnny, that was hot. Damn,
let me just ask you something. Have you ever seen David Haye so emotionally charged, involved in any build-up to any fight in his whole career, even in person? You haven't. To me, that shows that Tony Bellew has done what he's wanted to do, which is get David emotionally attached. And as a fighter, once you get like that, it's hard to get out of it, because what happens is you want to get your opponent to the point where he hates you, where he wants to just smash you. So therefore, he's not going to be thinking about tactics. He just wants to beat the crap out of you. Now, Tony, we've seen Tony in that atmosphere before, so he finds calm out of chaos. We've seen in his fights, we've seen the build to fights, way back to when he should have boxed Bellew the first time. We've never seen David like that. So this now tells me that Tony has done exactly what he wants to do, which is get under David's skin, because we haven't seen it. And this ain't just about selling tickets. This ain't just about putting bumbles. This is for real. Fighters know that. This ain't no WWF. This ain't football. This is for real. Fighters have got too much pride to play that game, especially these two. This isn't about money, because now it's about bragging rights, because there's been some bold statements being made there. I was saying earlier, it was like Eddie Hearn and Adam Silver sat between the two, like two kids seeing their parents argue, not wanting to get involved and take sides. But I think that is an indication of things to come, and it's the fight's in March. We're in 2016, months away. These boys have not even got physically in condition yet, prepared to fight each other yet. I don't want them to bump into each other publicly yet, because there's a chance that it can come to some sort of altercation like we just saw at the back end of the press conference. And so they've got to just be aware now, just be smart and keep them apart from each other.
Just before he kicked off with Tony, he was blasting Eddie Hearn. Why do you think he was going off with Eddie?
Because what happens is a lot goes on behind the scenes when it comes to negotiating these fights, and David, again, out of character, decided to take some of that private business public, because it was his chance to say something he's probably wanted to say for a long time. And so in doing that, attacking Eddie verbally, Eddie, he's a young man, so Eddie's going to bite back. Eddie's not his dad. Eddie will say how it is, like it or not, and Eddie's too sharp in the mouth to let things go like that. So now it's become very personal, not just between Eddie and Haymaker, it's Haymaker and Bellew as well. So it's just, there's a lot of business bubbling over into the public, which shouldn't, but you can see how emotions have come on top here.
Now obviously I spoke to Dave on Saturday, and I said to Dave that Tony gets emotionally involved and personal in fights, and Dave's reaction was that Benny's the kind of guy that he can take it, and he can turn his face and he can concentrate.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. This is what Tony Bellew always does. Tony Bellew can do that, and he finds calm out of chaos. He'll create chaos. He'll get in your face. He'll growl and go mad at you. But he can find calm out of that. Not many people have that ability to do that. And once he gets you into his world, that's the worst thing you can do, because he's used to it. We're not so used to seeing David getting emotionally involved. Like when we were doing ringside with David and Vladimir Klitschko, David refused to be face to face with Vladimir. He did it from the green room. Vladimir was in the studio. He didn't want to be verbally face to face with him, because he didn't want to get into that verbal conflict. Here he has to. He has no choice. And you saw something completely out of character for David.
And are we going to have to see how David copes with it now? Obviously you said we're 3-4 months.
Yeah, that's what the problem. Listen, it might give David that bubble that he needs, that bit between his teeth that he needs to say, yeah, you know, this boy's getting it. I'm going to perform to the best of my ability. Yeah. But as David got the best of his ability left within him, he's 36 years old. He had a bit of time off. We haven't seen that for quite a while, as I say, 5 years ago. But I just think the job was done. The job was done.
So 2016 now, Johnny. Right now, what you saw.
If you're going to score it on what we've just seen, I'd score it towards Tony Bellew, because you've seen David Haye being dragged out of character and emotionally involved, emotionally charged. If common sense tells you, if you're looking at the last two performances by David Haye, they're judging the fight on that, I would side with Tony Bellew. I like both guys. I'm a good friend with both guys. They're both cool. If it was the David Haye of old fighting today's Tony Bellew, I'd say David Haye. So that's why this fight's so intriguing. That's why I don't get the public saying it's going to be a whitewash. What are you thinking? Use facts, use your brain, use common sense, use what you've seen recently. I think it's a case of who lands first.
Are we going to see gloves off for this? Close to the time, or?
Hopefully, yeah.
Not already, not confirmed yet. I'm sure there's going to be one.
I can't confirm or deny.
Is it going to be a replication of your boy?
I think we're going to have to be prepared for something like that, if there is a glove off.
Johnny, after this conference, all attentions to next week.
Yep.
Big fight, Joshua Molina. We'll catch up with you during the week, but looking forward to seeing.
Oh my goodness, yeah. Well, of course, Joshua Molina, Dylan White, and Shizora. I'm looking forward to this. But Manchester's going to be buzzing. I love a fight night in Manchester. It's wicked.
Only because it's closer to your home.
Yeah, of course. Manchester's a bad night out as well.
Johnny, thanks for your time. We'll catch up with you next week in FightHype.
Nice one.
Thank you very much.